Kadosh Boker Or Masechet Gittin Daf Vav Amud Aleph. Today is Daf 6A1. We're just starting on the last line, the last three words of Hey Amud Bet, where it says Rav Ashi is adding it in, and he's saying Rav Ashi Amar Afilu Kan Kulmusa Vekan Migilta, which means even if the Shaliach heard the voice of the Kulmus or the Klaf of the writing, that's already enough in order to know that it was written lishma. They don't have to actually see the physical writing. We did bring down yesterday that the halacha was that they have to see the first line. Okay, but here it's saying that even if you just heard the kulmus and the klaf and all these things writing, that's already going to be enough. The Tana Kavatet, the Rav Ashi, we have a proof to Rav Ashi. Somebody's going to bring a get from Dinat Yama. Even if he's going to be in the Komat Karka, which is on the bottom floor. Yeah, v'sofer ba'aliyah, and the sofer is going to be on the top floor. Hu ba'aliyah v'sofer b'ayit, or the opposite. He's in the aliyah, and the sofer is in the bayit. Even if he's going in and out the entire day, kasher, it's going to be kosher. So it's mashma mamash. You don't have to actually see the physical writing. Hu b'ayit v'sofer ba'aliyah lo kachazile. Ask him in 1 second. If he's in the house and the sofer is on the top floor, he doesn't see anything. So obviously he heard the kulmus, and he heard, meaning that when they're coming and they're doing all these things on the writing and so he hears it. So because of that, that's obviously that's a proof that even if you heard that, that's already going to be in. Okay. Next says the Gemara, Amar Mor, Afilu nichnas yotze kol hayom kulo kasher. Even if he's going in and out of the house the entire day, it's going to be kosher. Man, who's talking about who's going in and out the entire day? Ilei mashaliach. If you're going to tell me now that we're talking about the shaliach, hashta now hu b'bayit v'sofer b'aliyah. Right? If you're going to tell me now that he's going to be in the house and the sofer is going to be on the top floor, the lo chazile that he doesn't say it, amarta kasher, you said kasher, nichnas yotze mibayit, nichnas yotze, you're going to tell me that yes, that it needs to be kasher, obviously, right? If he could come in and out, forget about coming in and out, if he could only hear the sound of the kurmus and the sound of everything being done, that's already enough. If he's coming in and out, that he actually sees something. It's true, maybe he doesn't see the entire writing, but he sees something, right? Ela sofer, obviously the sofer. We're talking about that the sofer is yotze v'nichnas. Also says,
for the sound, you can write.
So says the Gemara, pshita, it's obvious that the get is going to be kosher. Mishum dinichnas v'yotze nifsele, which means like this. If it's the sofer, which is going inside and outside of the house, why would it make it pasul? Saying, what's going on? The sofer is the one that's going in and out. So why would I make it pasul? At the end of the day, what's the big deal? If it's us that are going in and out and it's kosher, so what's the problem about the sofer not going in and out? So it says, he went to the shuk and he came back. Maybe somebody else saw him and he told him, write a get, right? And therefore he's writing the wrong get. He's writing another get. Kamashmalan, that I'm not going to suspect that if he's coming from the shuk that he's getting it from somebody else. Meaning if the sofer comes in and out, there's no problem. Okay? Itmar, it was stated. Bavel, right? Rav Amar, what about Bavel? So Rav comes and it says it's like Eretz Yisrael to Gittin. And Shmuel says it's like Chutz La'aretz to Gittin, which means do you have to say Paranetam in Bavel or not? Machloket Rav and Shmuel. Rav said it was like Eretz Yisrael, and Shmuel says it's like Chutz La'aretz. So Lema Bakami Pageh, why don't we just say that this is the Machloket between them? The more Savar that one of them holds, Lefi Shem B'Kil Nishma, but they're not B'Kil Nishma and Chutz La'aretz, which is like who? Who was one that said B'Kil? With a hey, Rabbi. Very good. Rabbi with a hey. So he says one of them holds it because they're not B'Kil Nishma v'Hani Gmirin and Bavel. They're experts. Umor Savar and Shmuel holds Lefi Shem Mitzuin Lekaimo because there's no witnesses to come and verify the signatures. There's no people coming back and forth from Bavel to sell that common. Right? Says the Gemara, can you actually say that? Harabba illed Rava. We already said that Rabba with a hey holds like Rava with an aleph. Meaning even according to Rabba with a hey, he also holds the reasoning of Rava with an aleph. But rather, according to everybody, you need to verify the signatures. Rav Savar, Rav holds, given the ikametivta, since there's a yeshiva in Bavel, nishkach shiche, there's always people coming to verify signatures. And therefore, you don't have to say Paranetam. Shmuel Savar, and Shmuel holds, metivta b'girsai utridi. He says, no, the yeshivot, they're busy with their learning. So since they're busy with their learning, they can't start coming and verifying signatures. They're not paying attention to signatures. They're paying attention to their learning. You understand? You're going to come, they're busy. They're in yeshiva. That's it. They're not doing other things. Fine. Itmar Nami was also stated. Amar Rabbi Abba Amar Ravuna. Says Rabbi Abba the name of Ravuna. Asinu atzminu beBavel keretzel legitin. Do you know that we made ourselves in Bavel like Eretz Yisrael to do with the Gittin, that we don't have to say it b'fanetam v'fanetam. Echiyata Rav leBavel, from the time that Rav came to Bavel and he was kovea yeshiva there in Surah, and then there was Shmuel came and he put a yeshiva in Badita. So he says that even though there was never, right, they were never Bekim in Lishma, all of a sudden now they started becoming Bekim, they started having everything, they were Dimitzuyim. Now and all of a sudden now we became like Eretz Yisrael. Okay, fine. Mativ Rabbi Yirmiyah. Rabbi Yirmiyah is going to ask a question from our Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda says, Mirekem lemizrach verekem kamizrach. From Rekem to the east, and Rekem itself is considered the east. Me'ashkelon to the Rom, Ashkelon kedarom. From Ashkelon to the south, and Ashkelon is considered the south. Me'akko l'zavon, Me'akko l'zavon. From Akko to the north, and Akko is considered the north. Ve'ha Bavel itzvona d'Eretz Yisrael. He says, 1 second, Bavel is in the north of Israel. The Ch'tiv, the pasuk. Vayomer Hashem elai mitzvot tibatach hara'ah al kol yoshvei haaretz. He says, from the north, it's going to open up the bad on the people. So if it's the north, so it's not considered part of Israel. So what are you telling me now that it's going to be considered like Israel? We learned that Mishnah Rabbi Min Omer, Akko keretz Yisrael Gittin. Rabbi Min lo ka'amar ela belakko. To be carved only because of Akko, because it's so close. But Bavel de Menachka, but Bavel that it's so far away. He didn't say such a thing. No. So answers the Gemara. He asked the question, but he answered it. Levar mi Bavel. Everything that we mentioned was except for Bavel. Meaning Bavel became a city, became a hub of Torah. Talmud. What Talmud are you learning? Bavli. Right? It's in Bavel. Bavel became a Makom Torah so big that means everything that we mentioned was except for Bavel. Bavel was a special deed. Okay? In Yerushalayim. Bavel, until where is Bavel exactly? So Amar Rav Papa says, Kemachloket liyuchasim, kach machloket legitin. Just like there's a machloket to do with yuchasim, to do with lineage, so too is a machloket to do with gitin. The Gemara in Kiddushin speaks about, right? What is the, where is the yuchasim until where? So the exact same machloket, right? So he says, Rav Yosef says machloket yuchasim, but to do with gitin, divrei hakol according to everybody. Ad arba tinyana de gishra. It's until the Hagama Rava, right, which is after the Gesher. So here it says in one of the Naharot, in the north of one of the rivers, there was a very famous bridge. So therefore he comes and he says, from that bridge and onwards. It's like nowadays, like many different places, they have like, like the Brooklyn Bridge, this bridge, so very many, there's many different bridges. So there was like a famous bridge. Okay? Rav Chasta, Matzrich, so according to Rav Chasta, he used to require from Akitisfon to Be'adishor, but a get from Adishor for Akitisfon, he wouldn't require it. So Lema Kasavar, one would just say, but they're not going to be Bekin Shma, but these people are actually going to be Bekim. So says the Gemara, is it logical to say that? For Rabba, it's le de Rabba. Rabba, he actually held of Rabba, right? And therefore he comes and he says, so what's going on there? But you're right. Everyone holds of Rabba that you still need to be mekayem to validate the signatures. Since they're going to the shuk, so everyone knows them. But the other ones, they used to stay in their cities, so nobody used to know them, right? My tama, because these ones, they're tarud in the shuk, which means the entire day they're busy in the shuks. So since they're busy in the shuks, they don't pay attention to the people. Meaning the ones that come to when they come to the shuk, so they see other people's signatures, they see what's going on. But the people of the shuk, they're busy selling. They don't have time to start looking at. They're just coming, selling. They're busy all day. They don't have the time to pay attention. Rabba Baravua Matzrich me'arsa le'arsa. Rabba Baravua used to require on a get that was brought from one shurat abatim on one reshut rabim to another side. From one neighborhood to another neighborhood. Rava Matzrich be'otah even in the same neighborhood. So says the Gemara, how could that be? But Rava if Rava holds that you need witnesses to verify signatures, you're going to tell me now that according to Rava, you're going to need in the same neighborhood. Saying Iowa, everyone lives in the same neighborhood. You're not going to know anybody else's signatures. Answers the Gemara, Shana b'nei mechuza denaidi. B'nei mechuza, people were always on the go. Yeah, it reminds me of Surfside. Yeah, people are always on the go. Yeah, they're never stuck. They're always running from one place to another place. Yeah, you're always running around. You're not kavua. It's always back. You don't even know a guy's signature. Yeah, yeah. Rav Chanin Nishtae. So Rav Chanin told over this story. Rav Kahana Aiti Gita. Rav Kahana brought a get. We didn't know if it was from Surah to Narda, right, or from the Narda to Surah. Okay. So what happened is that these are like two different places in Bavel. So it says, he came in front of Rav. So Rav Kana comes in front of Rav. Elmaleh, he says, do I have to say it? Don't have to say it. Elmaleh, he says, you don't have to say it. Okay, so he told him, you don't have to say it. Vav Amubet, 6b. But if you say it, it's going to help. Yeah, so one more time, imagine, you have to say it? You don't have to say it, but if you say it, it helps. So he asks, what does that mean? What does it mean if I say it, it helps? If I don't need to say it, what does it help now that I'm going to say it? You know what it helps? That even though you don't need to say it, if you said it, and then the husband comes and wants to go against the get, he's not believed. Because you said, that's what it means. That means technically speaking, you don't have to say it. But if you did say it, it's like a countermeasure. That if the husband's going to come and say something, it's already protected. Yeah, which is very interesting. The Tanya went to the Braita. There was a story where the person that brought a get in front of Ishmael in Eretz Yisrael. Amalo, he says, do I have to say it in front of the Do I have to say it or not? Amalo, he told him, he said, where are you from? Amalo, he told him, Rabbi, Mikfar Sisai, I'm from Kfar Sisai. Amalo, he says, you have to say in front of the Shalot Zakek Ledim. So we don't need now Edim. Afterwards, Rabbi Lai came and he said, Amalo, and he told him, Rabbi, he says, one second, but Kfar Susai is muvla betoch hatchum shel Eretz Yisrael. Ukrova letzipor, and it's even closer, right, to Tzipor, even more than Akko. So why? Utnan, and we learned on our Mishnah, Rabbi Meir says Akko is like Eretz Yisrael Gittin, but even the rabbis that argue, they only argued on Akko because it was far away. But Kfar Sisai is so close, they didn't argue. Amar lo, he says, shtok ben ishtok, just keep quiet. Hoil v'yatzah davar be'eter yatzah. Right, once it became already be'eter, that right now you actually finished whether it was lakelet isha, then now you don't need anything else. Meaning that right now it's going to be fixed completely, that it's going to help. Then now if the husband comes and he says something, that's it. You don't have to do anything anymore. Yeah? So he comes out that even he himself said, the only reason why is that you don't need edim afterwards. So it says the Gemara, they didn't finish it in front of him. Meaning, the real reason why he did it is because sometimes, people, they could suspect that sometimes a husband will come, will start playing dirty. You know what that means, Michai? Playing dirty. Yeah. Playing dirty means that all of a sudden the husband will come, and all of a sudden, he writes her a get, and all of a sudden, he comes, it's not a good get. And now she has to go crazy. Right? I remember once there was a story of an aguna, that the husband came, right? He comes to the bedin, he's going to sign the papers, he puts his pen to sign, right? He's and you know the tension you feel. Imagine, right? He's good, and all of a sudden he starts laughing. He looks up, drops the pen, and walks out. Walks out.
Picture.
Huh?
You've seen this in a picture in the theater.
Yeah, I'm saying these are things that happen. Talach le Rabbi Aviatar le Rav Chasta. So Rabbi Aviatar sent from Eretz Yisrael to Rav Chasta in Bavel. Gitina ba'im misham lekan. Gitina come from Bavel to Israel. You don't have to say anything. Lema kasava lefisha mekil nishma would have said that because the reason why in Medidat Hayam you need to say it is because they're not experts in Lishma. Obviously in Bavel they know Lishma. So says the Gemara, it's logical to say that. Rabba holds like Rabba. So he says, which means because of the edim to validate the get. But rather, according to everybody, you need to be mekayim the get. But since there's so many people that go up from Bavel to Bavel, there are always people going back and forth, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay? Amar Rav Yosef, says Rav Yosef, who told you that you could be somech on Rav Aviatar? That's number one. Right? Maybe we should have passed like him. Furthermore, he sent to Rav Yehuda, people that are going from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael, to learn Torah. They're being mekayim themselves in the pasuk v'yitinu hayeled bezona v'yelda ma'achlu bayam v'yishtu, which means they're being mizalzel in the chashivut of the yeladim and yeladot, because basically they're staying in Eretz Yisrael, they're leaving their wives there, agunot, right, bebavel, and they're being mitbatel from pirya v'rivya, which means that according to this, Rabbi Aviatar was coming and he was being mizalzel b'chashivut yeladim, right, because basically what they're selling their children for zonot and yain. Right? Because what are they doing? They're coming and they're leaving their wives and children, right? And they're going to learn Torah, right? And basically that means basically they used to leave their children and everything. They used to leave their wives and everything in Israel, go to Babel to learn, and then they used to come back once in a while. Kilu, like, hey, where were you going? The Katavle, and he also wrote without sirtut. Says Yitzchak, Shtayim kotvin, Shalosh kotvin. You could only write 2 words, right, from a pasuk without sirtut, but not 3. Once you write 3 psukim, sirtut. Sirtut is, if you look at a Sefer Torah, there's a line. Those lines are called sirtut. Okay? So he comes and he says, you could only write 2 words from a pasuk, not 3. So it answers the Gemara, as the Gemara brings a proof actually. He says, right, no, you could write 3, but you can't write 4 words from a pasuk. So Abaye comes and he says, Atu kol de lo yada Rabbi Yitzchak lav gavar Rabbi. He says, 1 second. If you don't know the halacha of Rabbi Yitzchak, you're not allowed to write a pasuk without sirtut. You're not a great man. If it's something in logic, I understand. But this is a Kabbalah. He didn't hear this Kabbalah. Meaning this is something that he had a tradition. If he didn't hear that tradition, that doesn't mean that he's not a great man. Imagine right now, because you didn't hear everything or you didn't learn everything, now you're not a big rabbi. You could be a very big person. You just don't know everything. Furthermore, Rabbi Aviatar, he was the one that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he actually went and he agreed to him. It says in a pasuk, listen to this. His pilegesh was mizaneh on him. What does that mean? Rabbi Aviatar says, Zvuv matzala. Meaning the pilegesh begiva. There's a very famous story of pilegesh begiva with Binyamin. What happened is that he says here that he found a zvuv in the food. He found a fly in the food. Rabbi Yonatan says, Nima matzala. He found the hair, right? We're going to explain where the hair was. Right? So Rabbi Aviatar found the Eliyahu Navi. And he told him, what is HaKadosh Baruch Hu saying? So Amarle, he says, Asik pilegesh begiva. He's talking about now pilegesh begiva. Umay kamar. So he asked him, what is he saying? Amarle, he says, Aviatar beni kach omer. He says, this is what Aviatar said. This is what Yonatan, my son, said. So Amarle, he said, Chas Shalom Mika. He says, what does this affect? Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is speaking over pilegesh begiva. You're going to tell me now that Hashem has a doubt what happened? And therefore he's coming and he's saying, if Yatar said this, my son said this, and Yonatan, my son, said this, what's going on? But Umika Sveika Kameshmaya. Amarle, he told him, Elu velu divrei Elokim chayim. They're both correct. That's why. Because they're both correct. Zvuv matzah, right? He found the zvuv, velo ikpid. And he found a fly, but he said, okay, fine, I'm not going to be makpid. But the nima matzah, he found the hair, vikpid, and now he was makpid already. Now he was all upset, right? So let's see what's going on now, right? So therefore, ki'ilu, that means you see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu even agreed to Aviatar. That means he's a great person. Samar of Yudah says, Zvuv b'kiara v'nima be'oto makom. The fly was in a pot, was in a bowl of soup. The nima, the hair, was in the pubic hair. So he says, Zvuv mi'isuta. The Zvuv, he was disgusted, but okay, fine, he got rid of the Zvuv, and that's it. Nima, but a hair in the pubic hair, is a sakanta, is a sakana, right? Because basically the women used to come and take off all their pubic hair in order that they shouldn't cut their husbands during relations, right? And then it would make them a kru shofcha. Okay, so therefore they were very makbidot, right? Even until today, Sephardic women, right, have the minhag al pi hazor kadosh that they remove all pubic hair. Ashkenazic women don't, right? But Sephardic women do. V'yika de'amri, and some people say, idi v'idi b'kiara. Both of them were, meaning he found a fly in the bowl of soup, and then he found a hair in the bowl of soup. He says, Zvuv, right, the fly is an onus, right? It flew in, and that's it. What are you going to do? But nima, but a hair, is pshia. It's already negligence, right? Because, if you're coming and you're doing something with hair, put something. You understand? You put something with the hair. Amar Rav Chasta. Now we're going to finish with Haggadah. You guys listening? Then we can do Kaddish Alisal if you want. Yeah, Amar Rav Chasta. Leolam yati al yati ladam ema yitera betoch beto. A person should never put too much fear in the house, right, of his friend, in your own house. Why? The husband put too much fear in his house, and it killed thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of Israel. Meaning the entire story of Pilegesh B'Giva started because she was afraid and she ran away. She ran away. She was a Pilegesh and she ran away. So Amar Rav Yehuda Marav says, if a person comes and he puts too much fear in his house, he's going to come to do 3 averot chamorot. He's going to do Gilui Arayot. He comes and he says, because maybe she won't go to the mikveh, but since she's so afraid of her husband, she'll have relations with him when she's a nida. So that's Gilui Arayot. Shfichut damim, because we just mentioned about Pilegesh B'Giva. Chilul Shabbat, because it could be that all of a sudden she didn't have enough time to light the candles, and she knows that if she knows that the husband comes home and why didn't you light the candles? Because she was too late, he would kill her. So what happens? She would light the candles on Shabbat. So it's Chilul Shabbat. So Amar Rabbi Barachana says, Barachana Adam Rabbanan. These that which Rabbi says, Shlosha Davarim Tzarich Adam Lomar Betoch Beroto Erev Shabbat Im Chashecha Yisartem, right? Eravtem Haliku Ataner. What does that mean? You have to come. You have to Yisartem, right? Eravtem, right? Haliku Ataner. By the way, I don't know if you realize, Yisartem is a question on the past. On the past. Yisartem, right? Lifnei Shabbat. Eravtem, did you do Eruv? Haliku Ataner is now. Right? Isartem, eraftem, haliku etaner, light the candles. Tzarich lememninu benichuta. Zayin Amud Aleph. You have to say it nicely, calmly. Ki echad lekabel minas, so they're going to accept it from him. Rashi says, "Anan lo shmina had the Rabbi Chana kaimti amisvara." Even though I didn't hear Rabbi Chana that said this, but I did it on my own because of the svara, because of logic, and it's only smart to do it because of logic.